Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel, and I got to tell you, I don't think it's just XRP that the SEC has its crosshairs focused on. Here's a headline from Crypto Newsflash. Not only XRP, is Ethereum also a target of the SEC? And I think that's more than a fair question. In fact, if you consider just the other day at Gary Gensler's hearing, because he's the nominee to be the next SEC chair, at his hearing on March 2nd, he cited clearly that Bitcoin is not a security. But the previous official position was not just Bitcoin, but Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are the only two ever cited, but those two are not securities, and he failed to mention that Ethereum also is not a security. Was that a strategic type thing? Well, and it could be, because understand that there is no sort of binding document or policy or legal framework that makes it so that Ethereum or Bitcoin actually today are not securities. And so it looks like Gary Gensler, not surprisingly, not going to go after Bitcoin. He's very pro Bitcoin. That's obvious. And there is no Satoshi Nakamoto to go after. Nobody knows who the hell that person or people are. So that's not going to happen. So he's going for clearly at this point, the SEC going for the biggest crypto fish out there that's not Bitcoin and not Ethereum, because previously Ethereum was getting a pass, at least verbally, but it's kind of brought into question at this point. Now, to be clear, I don't have a legal background of any kind, so none of this is legal advice. I also don't have a financial background of any kind, so you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm nothing more than an enthusiast that likes talking about crypto and XRP related things, and I run this YouTube channel purely as a hobby. That is all that it is. Also, I do want to mention this. About an hour ago, Stuart Alderodi, this is a Ripple employee, general counsel at Ripple, over 30 years of legal experience with expertise in banking, regulatory affairs, and complex litigation. He put out the following tweet. Today, Ripple filed our answer to the SEC's amended complaint, notably with full transparency to the SEC. XRP was listed on 200 plus exchanges. Billions of dollars in XRP were bought/sold monthly. Many market makers had daily XRP transactions, and third-party products not developed by Ripple used XRP. We're looking forward to learning more about the SEC's meetings with major XRP market participants who asked for guidance but were never told that XRP transactions would be subject to the federal securities laws. Full filing here. And so that's what this document is. Now, this, again, just came out an hour ago. As I record this, it's 10:11 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm in the Midwest in the United States. So I haven't had a chance to go through this, and I fully intend to take a look deeper into this. But if I were going to scrap the content that I was putting out today, which is absolutely worth being aware of, this is all newsworthy, it would take me who knows how long to go through this thing. This is a 100-page document. And also, before I put content out, I'd like to get, since I don't have a legal background, I always want to get opinions from other people that do have legal backgrounds to kind of get a sense of what's actually going on and the ramifications. But I did want to, at a minimum, just acknowledge this, since this is the latest news. But don't worry, there's going to be all sorts of discussion around this in the coming days, no doubt, and I look forward to seeing that. I also did want to highlight this. Now, it's a factual statement that former SEC Chair Jay Clayton is an asshat. And some of you may have thought that I made up the term asshat. I did not. Here it is from Merriam-Webster's dictionary. I just want to be clear. This is an actual word. The definition of an asshat is a stupid, annoying, or detestable person. Now, the only thing that confuses me about this particular entry in Merriam-Webster's dictionary online here is that there is no picture of Jay Clayton. So presumably it's just an oversight. I don't know what we need to do, if we need to contact them to have this oversight corrected, but there should definitely be a picture of that asshat, right here where I'm certain. See this little blank spot? Maybe that's where they intended to put and just kind of overlooked it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll contact them and see if they can get that taken care of. Now there was this too, just to be clear, Anybody that's not a maximalist is aware of the severity of what's going on here with the SEC. This is not just about Ripple. It is not just about XRP. Every cryptocurrency under the damn sun is at risk here. And so, yeah, the Bitcoin maximalists, the Bitcoin maxi trolls, they're having a good time chuckling, laughing at XRP holders' expenses, which is disgusting to me because there's real monetary losses as a result of what the SEC has brought forward in their suit against Ripple here. But to me, it just seems like Bitcoin maxi trolls, they are allergic to thinking. Like the second their brain starts moving, like they break out in hives. Like there's these rashes all over their little troll-looking bodies. And it's like they start thinking like 2 + 2, but even the moment, like before the number 4 pops out, there's just like their whole head explodes. It just doesn't work, which is also why they have every single Bitcoin maxi troll, and this is a fun fact too, they have paid help to help them get their shirts on in the morning. And that's also the reason that they all wear Velcro shoes. These are complex tasks that their little Bitcoin maxi troll minds simply cannot handle. And so John Deaton, I'm not going to go through this thread because I already covered it, but he was highlighting here, this is February 27th, in great detail, the degree to which every crypto asset that isn't Bitcoin is in trouble if XRP is in trouble. And so into this piece now, Gensler Harry, not only XRP, is Ethereum also a target of the SEC? While Gary Gensler's introductory speech as the new chairman of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission still seems like a positive signal for the crypto world, the hearing before the U.S. Senate Banking Committee was a big disappointment. As elicited by Jeremy Hogan, a popular attorney in the XRP community, there could be a lot of dark want coming for the crypto space. And here's a quote from Jeremy Hogan. And by the way, he runs the channel Legal Briefs. If you've not yet subscribed, I recommend you do so. Just type it into the YouTube search bar. You will find it. But here's a quote. I never like to come across too negative on this vlog, but the truth is that the risk alert issued last week along Gensler testimony today is really a disappointment to me. I see a lot of clouds on the horizon in the world of crypto. And again, he's not the only one here. This is John Deaton's, attorney John Deaton's. He's very pro XRP. I was just citing his thread a moment ago. He launched a website called Crypto Law. It's crypto-law.us if you guys want to check it out. And he ended up linking to this piece from Cointelegraph, which I talked about at the time, so I'm not going to run through it, but I just want to mention it to make sure that the table's properly set here. But February 26, 2021, here's the headline from Cointelegraph. SEC's Division of Examinations issues risk alert on digital assets. And in going through the SEC's alert, it was very clear that they really are putting anyone on notice that it's not safe to conduct a blockchain company or any sort of business along those lines in the United States. They don't have clear regulatory framework, and they put the onus on anybody that wants to operate within the crypto sphere, the blockchain industry. The onus is on you to make sure that you're not engaging in a way that's illegal in terms of offering an unregistered security, an investment contract. But how are you supposed to be able to know that you're in the clear when there isn't a sufficient framework? It goes back to what that asshat Jay Clayton was saying in that video clip a year and a half ago, whenever the hell it was, when he was asked by somebody in the media, is XRP a security? And he just kept saying, well, if it's a security, we're going to regulate it. He's like, but is it a security? And he's like, well, if it's a security, we're going to regulate it. Well, what the hell? But how do you define security then? Like in the world of crypto, how do you determine what is a security? And the asshat Jay Clayton simply would not provide any sort of clarity. And unfortunately, we're nowhere closer to getting that clarity that is oh so needed today. Now, this piece here in Crypto News Flash continues. For a long time during the Gensler hearing, the conversation was not about blockchain or cryptocurrencies. However, after more than an hour, a senator asked what the U.S. Congress and SEC can do to create a, quote, forward-thinking regulatory framework. Gensler responded with a platitude, spinning the question as to how the SEC under him will ensure investor protection from companies. And so it's more vagueness. Check this out. Here's a quote. I think, as I teach at MIT on these subjects, that these innovations have been a catalyst for change. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have brought new thinking to payments and financial inclusion, but they've also raised new issues of investor protection that we still need to attend to. If confirmed at the SEC, I will work with fellow commissioners to promote the new innovation, but also at the core make sure for investor protection. If something were a security, for instance, it comes under the securities law, it comes under the SEC. If those exchanges that trade those, and then he goes on to say basically, so those exchanges that are trading those just want to make sure that there's investor protection there. And it seems to me like he didn't say it, but don't you think that Ripple and XRP were on his mind, if not at that exact moment in preparing that exact statement? It's strange to me. And moving forward, is there going to be some sort of exemption to where, because he talked about, having exchanges that are trading these securities have a framework. It just makes you think, like, is he going to set something up like happened with the Ken token, so that after the litigation was complete, Kick Interactive, which issued the Ken token, they were not only allowed to continue selling it, but it was allowed to be able to continue to be traded on exchanges. There was no instance of, hey, this is now a security in the United States, this is no longer tradable. That never happened, so it certainly makes you wonder. And the piece continues. A Tennessee senator also asked the incoming SEC chair about his approach to digital assets. Gensler said he will treat cryptocurrencies in a technology-neutral manner. Now, according to Hogan, this will mean that he will treat blockchains and distributed ledger technology like any other company or security, putting them into the old pigeonholes. Specifically, Gensler responded with the following. Here's a quote. "It's always important to update our market oversight to new technologies, but I believe for most to be technology neutral. I say this because these new technology cryptocurrencies and potentially central bank digital currencies, it's important to stay true to our principles of investor protection." So I think at the SEC, it's really to the extent somebody is offering an investment contract and security that's under the SEC's remit and exchanges that operate there. If not, it's a commodity, as Bitcoin has been deemed. And so there you go. Where's the mention of Ethereum, though? I thought that was supposed to be safe. Well, I'm not convinced Ethereum is safe. And, from just a logical perspective, I wanted to say legal perspective, how about from a logical perspective, how the hell is Ethereum not a security if XRP is? What about the Ethereum Foundation, by the way, which is nowhere near as transparent as Ripple? How much ETH do they hold? How much have they sold? And why does that not why is that effectively an investment contract if Ripple sales of XRP are an investment contract? Now, to be clear, I don't think Ethereum is an investment contract, but it's a nonsensical approach to all of this. It's just like they're taking a hammer to everything that they can. And mind you, so they have limited resources, but to the biggest entities out there, like, they are coming after them here. And so the senator from Wyoming, a U.S. state that is very progressive and where Ripple also recently registered a new company, addressed Gensler's point that the SEC has been a, quote, black hole for progress so far, and whether that will change. Gensler also sidestepped this question on how the SEC can help blockchain companies, instead referring again to investor protection. Now, finally, Hogan noted that Gensler's answers dovetail with the SEC's recent risk warning for digital assets, which is not a good sign for the crypto world. The SEC could continue its reign of terror to regulate with litigation and threats of litigation. Eventually, Hogan said even Ethereum could be targeted by the SEC under Gensler's direction. And here's a quote from Jeremy Hogan. He's been saying it for years now. But, well, I couldn't or wouldn't hear it. According to Gensler, the SEC is going to scare companies into compliance, and that's going to be through litigation and threat of litigation. So pause right there. What do you think is going to happen? You're gonna make companies either not form in the first place, or they're gonna move overseas, outside the United States, and do their business elsewhere. That's what's being done here. And then here's the rest of his quote. The SEC has been building case authority over the last couple of years, stretching the definition of what a security is to include everything, including Ethereum. Note how he singled out Bitcoin as a non-security but didn't mention Ethereum. And this is consistent with what happened late last week, the issuance of the SEC risk alert. Really grinds my gears, guys. It really grinds my gears. And then there was this tweet from Quiddity Capital, XRP community member, who tagged Jeremy Hogan and wrote, "After your latest vlog on the Gensler hearing and the SEC risk alert, does this still hold the same percentage in your thinking?" Because previously Jeremy Hogan had thought that in terms of the odds of basically a settlement, or how did he word it here? Let me just read the tweet here from Jeremy Hogan. This is February 27th. "I don't think the Ripple case will make it to a jury. 75 to 80% confident this is over at summary judgment." And that actually has changed here. Jeremy Hogan ultimately stated, and this is just yesterday, "If we take Gensler's word, I think the chances of settlement between now and October, in my mind at least, go down. But I still think the judge will rule on the issues in October, maybe November, and I think Ripple has some strong legal arguments to make." And so don't forget, it's easy to get hung up on just trying to figure out what Gary Gensler and the SEC really think and feel about Ripple and XRP. It's easy to feel beaten down when you think about that and the scariness of it all. Oh my God, what if XRP is legally deemed to be a security? What all this? And I get it, and legit concerns for sure. But just don't forget, just because Gary Gensler believes that, if he still does, if indeed he does, he doesn't get to legislate. It's not like he's part of Congress, and he's also not a judge. So when it comes to the trial, this is going to be fully adjudicated. In all likelihood, it could be settlement. But once it's all said and done, it's not Gary Gensler that gets to decide this. He can make his claim, and the SEC can make their claim as a whole, and they don't get to choose whether or not XRP is actually finally ultimately labeled a security. This is going to be figured out in the court of law if there is no settlement here. And I'm optimistic that right will be done. I think most of the time when it comes to adjudication in the United States, most of the time right is done. A little scary because that's not always the case. Sometimes you do get bad law. But I'm cautiously optimistic. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to continue to hold regardless. I am not going to get scared out of my XRP. I believe that Ripple's on the right side of the law, even if they end up having to pay some sort of fine or this or that, or there's restrictions put on their XRP sales. Even that wouldn't bug me. So long as they can continue to sell XRP, and so long as XRP can continue to be legally traded on exchanges in the United States, we're good. I don't even care if they technically lose, quote unquote lose, as long as XRP is not deemed to be a security and Ripple can sell. It doesn't matter. Like, to me, it's like you're blurring the lines of what a win is. Fine, a legal win for the SEC in that instance, but in like the broader scope of things, it's a win for Ripple. So that's the way that I'm looking at this here. But I'll wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything, because of anything that I say or write, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.